What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Errol from Sports Geek. Lots going on today. Lots going on. I was going to title the show Bregman to the Cubs. But I was like, nah, we're just going to call it how I'd fix the New York Yankees of 2020. So we'll do it that way. Long title. But yeah, so major news, Bregman to the Cubs. 5 years, $75 million. That's $35 million a year. In my mind, I'm wondering, would the Cubs trade Nico Hoerner? Would they, now that they have Alex Bregman, would they possibly trade Nico Hoerner? And would they trade them to the Yankees? Trade him to the Yankees, right? For the right pieces, obviously. Then the question is, what do you do with Jazz, right? It becomes a game of, it becomes a game of shuffling pieces around the infield, right? So you're not quite sure if that's going to quite work, but I'm sure Nico Hoerner can play shortstop. You keep Jazz at second, right? And then at that point, you know, you kind of have Anthony Volpe earn his way back, if that makes any sense. Like, to me, I'm all about giving Anthony Volpe another chance, but he has to earn his way back. He has to really tear it up in the minors on rehab. So just because he has to rehab, just remember, if I were the Yankees, I'd take this opportunity as to not, once his rehab's over, don't call him up. Just say, yeah, he's still injured. He's still working some things out. Keep him not. He's got to earn his way back. So that's why I'm so in favor of getting Bo Bichette, right? Right now, they had a stalemate with Cody Bellinger. And at this point, honestly, as a GM, I let Cody Bellinger walk. If his agent's being difficult, and we all know Scott Boras can be difficult, why even play this game? Right? So people are going to say, okay, well, Bregman he's 32, so he's older than Bellinger by a year, got 5 years, $175 million. Bellinger wants more. Bro, these are when these contracts age badly. And we're happy that we got the player. But then by year 4 and year 5, you're like, oh, dude, like, we're paying him all this money. We can't get off the books. It's the same story the Yankees do all the time, which I can admire the restraint. The problem is the restraining now sucks because Aaron Judge is getting older. Garrett Cole is getting older. I keep saying, oh, man, what a great pitching staff it's going to be once Garrett Cole comes back. Guys, we don't know. You're betting on Cole and Rodon and Schmidt coming back off of some serious surgeries and expect them to perform at A+ level. I just don't fucking see it. Maybe I'm being pessimistic. I just don't see it, man. I'm gonna call it like it is. I've seen pitchers time and time again come back from surgery and they're horrible the year after. Very few, very, very few perform average at best. And I guess average Garrett Cole is better than no Garrett Cole, but nowadays with the batters we got in the lineups, is average really good? Average nowadays in MLB is what a 4 ERA? That's what you guys want? Or even a 3.7? Is that what you guys want from Garrett Cole? Because that's what he might give you. Even Clark Schmidt and possibly Rodon. That doesn't win you a lot of games. That means your offense is stressed the fuck out. Scoring 5 runs to win a game. A total of 5. So, I just don't see that there. Same thing, they would have signed Bichette. If Cody Bellinger doesn't want that money, go right to Bichette and say, hey, man, we'll do a 5-year deal with opt-outs, right? With opt-outs after year 1, year 2, and you can test the market again because Bo's young. And at least you got a guy that can hit and protect Judge a little bit, hit in front of Judge, right? Once again, let him play short. Right? Come mid-season or, trade deadline season, you could possibly trade Jazz if you want to. Move him over to second base. If Volpe's tearing it up in the minors, bring his ass up. There's your shortstop, and you kind of play with that until you figure it out. I've got some scenarios how to fix the Yankees, so let's just get into it. I'm just throwing some thoughts around, maybe get you guys to kind of comment, pick your brain, things like that. But here's my thoughts. If Cody doesn't want the money, F him. Forget it. Go with either Bichette or offer to Kyle Tucker, same thing with opt-outs. If those two reject it, here's my backup plan. Here's my plan C. Because obviously plan A, getting Cody, failed, right? Not that I wanted him to begin with. I thought Kyle Tucker was the better player to be in front of Aaron Judge and a true leadoff hitter, just like Bichette could be. But I'm not sure the Yankees are looking to spend a lot of money this year because they're all obsessed about making trades with whatever farm system I'm not sure that they have. Like, for example, if they picked up Bellinger, then they could trade a Jason Dominguez or a Spencer Jones, but that's not happening. So how do you trade Spencer Jones or Jason Dominguez or even both to get pieces you need if you can't even sign a center fielder? So here's or another outfielder. So here's my take. Let's start with the money. Since the Yankees are worried about money, right now they're about a projected $277 million for projected payroll. Okay, they're about 250 million projected cash payroll. That's for all the salaries on the team, and then I guess with the tax it's 277. So they're not bad with the way how they really adjusted for arbitration this year. It kind of worked in their favor because they were a little bit above 280. I think it was like 284 about a week ago. Okay. So kind of dropped in a little bit. I'm wondering in my head, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, could they possibly call up DJ LeMahieu and restructure his last payment? So the payment that's due for him next year. Say, hey, DJ, man, we're in a pickle. You know, we gave you 6 years. You know, we'd really appreciate, could we give you $2 million this year to hold you over? And we'll defer the rest the year for 27. I'm sorry, give you $2 million for 2026. Get $13 million back to add to this money here. Aaron Hicks is still owed $1 million. You can't, I mean, just pay the man and just be done with it. But for some reason, the Yankees don't seem to like deferred money. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because the Angels did defer Anthony Rendon's money. Anthony Rendon sat down with the Angels. It was a lot more money, but it's deferred over time, almost like the Bobby Bonilla stuff with the Mets, right? So I'm wondering if the Yankees were to talk to DJ LeMahieu, refer the majority of that money for 2027. A lot of things are falling off the books in 2027. They can pay him then if that would help alleviate some of this nonsense going on with the payroll. Just a thought. It seems like the Yankees hate deferred payments. I don't know why. The Dodgers do it. A lot of teams do it. I don't understand why they hate it. I guess Hal just believes pay the man, pay that man his money. I just that's a poker movie, but anyway, it seems like they hate deferments because I don't see it. I don't see that they take advantage of that, and it might change next year. So just a thought right there. Even if they couldn't do that, even if there weren't any deferments from the Yankees to other players like DJ LeMahieu and possibly, Aaron Hicks, we'll just keep Aaron Hicks out of it. But I would pick up, if not Bo Bichette, let's go with an outfield. So let's start with the outfield, right? I'd pick up Harrison Bader. Harrison Bader was once a Yankee, okay? Yes, he's injury prone, but guys, what athlete is not injury prone? They're all injury prone. They all play with injuries. They're all damaged goods. It is what it is. It's a professional sport. I never played professional sports, but when I ran track back in the day, I was injured and I played hurt, and whatever. So he's 31. So he's Bellinger-esque, right? He's great defensively. And check it out. He batted .277 last year with 17 home runs. If that's not Cody Bellinger, take the home runs. He's missing about 12 to 13 home runs, but that's fine. It was a 4-WAR player. Why not give him a 1 or 2 year option with an opt-out? Bring him back. Here, don't believe me? Let me show you. Share screen. Harrison Bader. Share. There it is. 275 batting average. Career, call it 250. That's not bad. That's not bad coming from Harrison Bader. Right? The Yankees just need bodies right now at this point. And I'm sorry I'm going to a backup plan, but that's what I'm doing. Forget Bellinger, save some money, get Bader. Now, I would add to this, right? I would also look up, let me see. I would see if the Phillies were to sign Bo Bichette. If the Phillies were to sign Bo Bichette, could the Yankees trade for Alec Bohm? Let's just do this. Let's just play around here. Let's play around, right? Let me take that off the screen. Let me share this one. Boom. There he is. Oops. Boom. Alec Bohm. Right? If the Yankees get Bo Bichette, could this... I'd call up the Phillies. 287 batting average, call it a 280 career batting average almost. Right? The home runs aren't there, but here's a guy that's average defensively at third, but once again, you're getting guys that can hit. Look at the on-base percentage, 331, right? A 102 OPS. So I trade Ryan McMahon. I'd find someone to trade Ryan McMahon to and just eat $10 million of his contract. So I think Ryan McMahon is owed $11 million this year. I would take like $3 or $4 million off of that. And then once again, $3 or $4 million off of the next year and see if somebody bites, right? So according to Spotrac, Ryan McMahon is owed $11.6 million, right? So, or cash salary, that's a luxury tax, $16 million. Yeah. So I take $5 million off. Trade Ryan McMahon for $11 million. So take $5 million off this year, $5 million off next year. Get the money off your books because you can work with Alec Bohm. You know he can hit. And he could play first base at times to give Ben Rice, a little bit of rest when he's catching. So you got a positive, first base guy as well. That's a backup, right? So to me, I would look at those kind of acquisitions to see if that's a possibility. I'm not saying that the Phillies want to trade Alec Bohm. I'm just saying if they were to sign Bo Bichette, maybe that's an option. So to me right there, that's how it fixed the Yankees hitting wise. If this Bellinger thing doesn't work, and it seems like it's not working, so we should move on and kind of finish our offseason. As for the pitching, now, here's how it benefits pitching. If we were to pick up Harrison Bader, and if the Phillies sign Bo Bichette and we can do a trade for Alec Bohm, what I would do is I would then try and move Jason Dominguez, okay, Luis Heel, and a prospect, right, whether that's Ben Hess or someone else in the minors, to the Milwaukee Brewers for Freddie Peralta. So now the rotation would be Max Fried, Freddie Peralta, I guess Cam Schlittler, but there's your top three. Then you have Will Warren and you have Ryan Yarbrough kind of rounding it out as your fifth starter. Once Carlos Rodon comes back towards the end of April, Ryan Yarbrough can go as your sixth starter. Carlos Rodon could be your, fourth or fifth starter if you want. Put him before Will Warren. Let him kind of work his way through. Come into June when Garrett Cole goes back, you can actually put Will Warren in the bullpen with Ryan Yarbrough, right? So you see what I'm doing? I'm just backfilling positions with really good starting pitching. Now you got Garrett Cole back, and when Clark Schmidt comes back, I won't even mess with the rotation at that point because you got Cole, Rodon, Cole, Rodon, Cam Schlittler, Max Fried, and Freddie Peralta. I would use Warren, Yarbrough, and Schmidt in the bullpen. Schmidt can go long relief. Same thing with Warren, and kind of bridge those gaps to now setting up some top-notch relieving with Camilo Doval, David Bednar, things like that can close out games. So the Yankees do need a starting pitcher. Where they're going to get this pitcher from, I don't know. Once again, I don't see them adding contracts to like a Zach Gallen or a Chris Bassett. Those guys are going to demand at least $20 million a year or more. So I don't see them going that way. But you probably can pick up Harrison Bader for about 11.5, maybe 12 million, maybe $13 million a year. Save that money, right? Alec Bohm is only making what? Alec Bohm is making, Lord. Does it go into salaries? Salaries, here we go. Alec Bohm is making for 27, so $7 million and 7 what's he going to make in 2026? Doesn't tell me. Maybe let me go to Spotrac. Phillies. Philadelphia. Sorry, guys. Little slow on the uptake today. So Alec Boehm, he'll be making $10 million. $10 million. That's the same as that's $5 million less than Ryan McMahon, but you gave the $5 million away, so you're kind of even there. But you got a better hitting third baseman that's average at defense, right? So I'm not sure why the Yankees they're just waiting on Cody Bellinger. I really don't get it, but I'm hoping that they can just go back to the war room, think about some other things that they can do, and make this right. So I think trades might be the way if they're not going to spend money, and there's no reason why they can't offer these guys, a long-term deal or an average-term deal, 4 or 5 year deal with some opt-outs to then retest the market, such as, like I said, possibly a Volpe if they were to get him. I don't see a problem with him playing shortstop for the time being. Volpe comes back. You move Bichette over to second. Maybe you ask Jazz to play third. He's a somewhat average third baseman. He's not that great. His speed plays too much with the range of shortstop. But maybe you move him there if he's doing well, and then you trade Ryan McMahon. I don't know. But they've painted themselves in a situation to where now it's just a lot of second guessing as to what they can do. Too much second guessing. That's how I would fix the team. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm some guru on how to figure this out. It just came to me that with Bregman signing with Chicago, could that possibly spur a Nico Hoerner trade, which would be perfect for the Yankees. He's right-handed. They're looking for a right-handed bat. It might not even cost that much to acquire him because now they got Bregman. Unless the Cubs want to compete and keep Nico Hoerner. It seems like they're spending money, so they want to compete, right? They want to get back to the World Series, which the majority of MLB teams should be doing. They should be spending money to build a competitive team. Right now, I'm looking at the Yankees. They're a third or fourth place team at best. I'm sorry. With Bellinger. With Bellinger. The only good grace that now they're possibly a third place team to me is because Boston just lost Bregman. Which it is what it is. Boston lost Bregman. To me, the Yankees are now a third place team. If they had Bregman, if they were to re-sign him, they're a fourth place team. So doesn't mean the Yankees can't pick somebody up and make a trade to fix their lineup, but Bregman was an important part of that lineup. Whether you guys want to admit it or not, Bregman was important. He was important. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you for listening. My rants, raves, my crazy way out in left field opinions about the Yankees. But hope you guys had a really great New Year, had a great holiday, get a Christmas holiday with your families and friends. This is the first show of the new year. I've been meaning to come on, but except for the Yankees selling a bunch of minor league guys, which I'm thinking, are they sending these guys to possibly replace some people that might get traded? Possibly. But there were also a lot of guys that did leave the organization and opted for free agency. They have to backfill these positions for their minor league team. So it might not be anything at all, but didn't want to announce, like I said, there's nothing major to announce. I'm not going to come on here and bore you and say, nothing against, Matt Rosario or Paul Blackburn, nothing against those players. It's just not important. They were there before, they're back. So, even if they signed Cody Bellinger, that's not big news to me. I'm looking for new signings. Like, can we trade for Freddie Peralta? Can we get a Bo Bichette? Can we make some other trades that are way out there that we're not even thinking about that, Cashman likes to do? Some way out there in left field, but we got that guy. So I'm just trying to figure it out myself as a fan, but I appreciate you guys watching, viewing, listening, and giving me some time. So first show of the new year, we're back. Hope there's many more. But that's all I got for you guys. But listen, if something happens, like I said, I'll always come on. Right now, there's just nothing happening. It's a very slow off season. I really hope that Major League Baseball implements some sort of time restriction on the off season, meaning and they could do it one of two ways. And I'll just throw it out there real quick. maybe you make trades from, from the time the qualifying offer is over, you put like a month or two of trades. So it comes by end of January. Free agency starts at the winter meetings and then ends, I don't know, 2 weeks later. I don't know. They can figure something out. That way it kind of speeds things up. It's sad to see how the market is moving slow this year, but I can also understand that maybe owners don't want to commit to certain deals because there's no certainty of 2027. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe if a player if they can't agree on the CBA rules and there's a players union strikes, those players don't get paid. Correct? Isn't that how it works? If you strike and say you have a 5-year deal and you strike for 2027, you're a player, but it's because of the players union, you don't get paid. So why would the owners care? Like that salary okay, you got 4 years left on your contract, you decide to strike, or a prorated amount. Suppose they strike for like 4 or 5 months and baseball's only like 1 month left or 2 months left of baseball. Who cares? Will they even play that season anyway? Who knows, right? So I'm pretty sure they don't get paid, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so that's my thoughts. Anyway, remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Boom. Oops, sorry. This one. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Really appreciate it. And like I said, thank you again for listening. I'm Errol. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Have a great week, and we'll catch up soon. Peace.